Artistry and real magic. This can be addressed more to people that already kind of know about energy, the secret law of attraction, and stuff like that. And I'm here telling you about magic and how it actually exists. Magic in the sense of doing quantum leaps and taking, like, being witness to inexplicable, irrational things that can happen. And here's what can happen. When I tell you this, and when you hear someone talk about magic and how things can be so easy, from thinking that you don't really know how to draw, and all of a sudden being able to draw some wonderful things, like drawing things that you didn't know you could draw, which is true, you can do that. But here's the thing, hearing this, if you are a lot in your child mentality, which that's how I was, so I'm talking from experience right now, it actually makes you go even deeper in that shithole. Because you take it as you are in child mentality and you have this entitlement of things being easy. I am the creator of all things. I am in control, right? And if I want my life to be easy, my life is going to be easy. If I want this success to just fall into my lap, that's what's going to happen, right? That's what law of attraction tells you. Like, if you want it, if you think it, it's going to happen. And this is what I tell you, that there is magic, right? Here's the catch. Magic happens when you don't need magic. Having things easy come your way, it's all about you making it be easy and not needing them to be easy. They're gonna come easy when you don't need them to be easy. When you need things to be easy, and that's your way because that's what you decided, that comes actually from a place of fear that you won't be able to handle it if it's not going to be easy. But it's kind of masked with this idea of empowerment, that you are in control and you decided that you want it to be easy, and that's how it's going to be. Do you see? Do you see the subtlety of this shit that's going that's happening? And I've been in this situation. So magic happens when you don't need magic to happen. When you want something and you are gonna do whatever it takes to get there. And not because you need hard work, because I keep saying, no, you don't need hard work, and so on and so forth. Even in artistry, in craft, what I teach you to quantum leap in your artistry and in your craft, not to go through practicing and studying and shit like that, by accessing your innate abilities and your talent. That sounds like something that is very simple, but it's not easy, because it's not something that you're used to. And all the conditioning around you has made it in such a way that you are gonna keep bumping into shit, into blocks. And it's not gonna be easy. But you are not a victim, because no one is a victim, and you can handle anything. And when you realize that, that is true fucking power. When you are all powerful, you don't need things to happen in a certain way, because no matter how things happen, they don't affect you. Do you see the true power in that? Like, I don't need that person to reach out. I actually read in a fucking group the other day, how can I manifest someone reaching out to me? What the fuck is that? If you want to reach out to someone, just fucking do the action. Like, it's so stupid to want to, oh, I'm just gonna manifest a pizza. No, how you manifest a pizza is by going and buying a fucking pizza or order it on a phone. Do you see how this laziness and fear of taking action? You want to manifest a pizza. Like, why do you not just go and get it yourself? Do you know what I mean? Like, it's so even stupid. Give me a second, I lost my train of thought. Maybe because I got craving for the pizza? Okay, so it's the real empowered state is the one where you do not care if that person calls you or not. Like, if you want to talk to them, you are in control to decide and you take the fucking action. Why wouldn't you take the action and call them just because you might be afraid of something? And that is not being in control. That means that fear controls you. So if you want to call that person, you don't need to meditate to manifest it. Just fucking call them. Or in that case, they were saying about manifesting this person reaching out, a person that has ghosted them before. Like, so obviously that person doesn't want to deal with you. So I would ask myself, why the fuck do I want that person to contact me? There's an attachment, that's the problem there. So there's shadow, and that's the actual problem, not about taking the action or not. It's about detaching from needing an actual outcome. And then you might ask me, so what are goals? Aren't they an actual outcome? Yes. Depends if the goal is from shadow or not. Because still, if it's from shadow, or you are super attached to it happening, it's not gonna happen. And probably that's why it's not happening, because you're too attached to the outcome. Meaning that if you need that amount of money to get out of the crappy situation that you are in, it's not going to happen. The way it's going to happen, we've talked about up-leveling. It means if you don't have the money, you are not at that level of energy. Like, you cannot hold energy for that amount of money. And in order to up-level, what do you have to do to win at the current level? So meaning that you will get that money when you don't need the money anymore, and when you can make the most out of what you have right now. Does it make sense? I think this is not actually what I was trying to talk about in this video about artistry and real magic. Although kind of is. But this is the first point I wanted to touch on. The idea that magic is working when it's actually unleashed, when you don't actually need the magic. And then it can also come, you can see this happening in artists when, I'm again going to talk about drawing, but it can relate to any kind of craft. It's about having this vision in your head and thinking that if I'm an actual talented drawer, I should just do a few brush strokes and that awesome image that I have in my head is just gonna show up. Oh God, no. That's what's actually holding you back from doing the awesome shit that you can be doing. because you have a certain expectation. Magic does not happen how you want it to happen. Magic happens exactly. It's magic because you don't understand it. You don't even understand how it happened. So obviously you cannot predict magic, because then it's not magic anymore. Does it make sense? So don't be attached to an outcome. When you think that in a few brushstrokes you are going to create this amazing artwork, you are attached to the idea that this is the way it should come. Like, you are attached to the how. How is this artwork going to happen? The point of a goal is to set the goal and to let yourself be guided by it, but do not force it. This is again where I talk about the balance between flow and control. So the part of control of this balance is the fact that you have a goal. And that's actually what's going to create the tension, and it's going to be the tension that helps you create something that's amazing. Because if there's no tension, it means you're not pushing yourself, you're not putting enough focus in what you're doing. It's too flimsy. So the control is in the goal that's guiding you. But then the flow comes into play when you just allow yourself to express whatever comes through. And it's fascinating how they meaning the control and the flow, they kind of go together without actually being aware of the fact that you're controlling it, which means that you're not forcing it in a certain direction, but in the same time you're not only doing like and nothing makes sense. You know what I'm saying? It's fascinating. And again, this is where a lot of artists stop, and they are frustrated that they try to do something from their imagination and they draw it and it doesn't look like how they wanted it to look, and they just give up and they start to practice, and everyone becomes like everyone else. They just practice and whatever, like they are not expressing their true self anymore, because they're copying this technique and the other technique and what the other successful person did, and so on, and comparing and so on and so forth. But the idea is to have the courage and to trust your innate abilities and to keep moving forward even when it looks like crap and it seems like it's not going to turn out. The key is to not stop until you succeed. Because if you stop before you succeed, the trust, even the smallest trust that you had, is gonna go poof. That's how you actually create trust in yourself. By keep moving forward, by keeping moving, what's the proper English? Whatever. The way you create the trust is by you moving forward, even when the proof of what you're seeing is that it's not actually what you were hoping for. But it doesn't matter. Like, just ditch the expectation and be open. Be open to your intuition. It's fascinating, but it's so subtle, and it's so important to learn to clear out the noise of all the shadow voices in your head and to actually know which one is your intuition. And this is exactly what we're doing in the free Facebook group, Talent is Your Mistress, or what I can teach you one-on-one in working with me in a paid container. So contact me for details if you are deciding and committing to take control over your career, your artistry, and stop living in fear and get your creation and your talent to fully express itself and get it out of the limitations of fear. I'm gonna end with that.